welcome to Wolf Farms. I'm Dawn, also known as Knit Wolf.
And I'm James, also known as Wolf Photo, and this is Sadie. She decided to join us this morning, but she looks a little uncomfortable being up in my lap.
She's like, I'm gonna hide.
And welcome to Wolf Farms Podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Wolf Farms. You can find us on the internet at wolffarms.net. Every month we have a scent of the month, and this month is pumpkin spice. You can get 25% off pumpkin spice. Got to get in the center there so it focuses. But 25% off for the month of November on pumpkin spice. Anything that's in that fragrance are the soaps, lotions, bath salts. Ooh, thank you. You ready to get down? Yeah, she's just shaking away here. Okay.
That's the chihuahua in her. Shaky
There
chihuahua.
you go. But anyway, sorry about that. But yeah, so come on by, check it out. We got that on sale as well as some other items. We want to welcome you back for those returning viewers, and welcome new viewers to our podcast. And thanks for checking us out. We wanted to kind of talk about our shop a little bit this morning.
You're just really loud. I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm
like,
secret.
whoa.
I'm just excited.
Yeah.
Excited to be
Woohoo.
here.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk a bit about our shop a bit, because we're coming up on the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, which is our big sale of the year. Wanted to point out, if you haven't ordered from us, you may not know, if you could actually create an account on our website and subscribe to the newsletter without actually buying anything. So you could get our announcements and stuff that come out. We don't send out too many because we don't want to bug you with,
Yeah, we don't have time.
Time, and then plus, we don't want to be spammy or anything.
Yeah.
But for like our big sale of the year, which is basically runs the Black Friday through Cyber Monday sale, we want to send out announcements. So if you're on our newsletter list and you subscribe, if you don't subscribe, we don't send it to you. So if you might want to check your account settings if you already have one, to make sure you're on the list, and we'll send that out, and that way you can get notified of our big sale when it comes up, because really that is like the big sale of the year.
And we do it different every year, so.
Yeah, every year we do a little different. Yeah. We got some things in the works that will be out on the newsletter when it comes out. So if you haven't ordered from us and just want to stay,
Why not?
Leave it. Just want to stay in touch with, kind of the sales that we have going on. Then go ahead and you can create an account, subscribe to the newsletter, and then you'll get those announcements, because we're coming up on the big that time of year where gift giving time, and everybody's looking for gifts for their family and stuff, and that falls right in line with our big sale of the year. So you could check that out and probably get something that everyone's going to enjoy. So we wanted to point that out. And then also, if there are... Did you want to join in?
No.
Also, if you find things that are... we either don't carry scent-wise, like if there's a candle that you're wanting that we might have a soap or lotion for but don't have a candle for, you can always ask. We add things all the time based on requests. So if there's something you're wanting and we don't carry it, it's not because we don't carry it, because we don't want to, but, it's just we have, so much stuff going on that, we try and add things throughout the year, but on request we can probably help you out. So we're always open to suggestions, and, if we're low and don't carry, have a large stock on something, you can always contact us, and we could probably work something out as well. Except for the soaps, because there's a 3-week cure time. So if we're running low on something, it's usually going to be either we have something curing or it's, we need to make it up. But everything else we can get out pretty quickly. So.
Or if there's something that we're out of stock on, you can click the little button.
Oh, the notify me.
Notify me.
Yeah. So you could actually, it'll let you know when we get it back in stock. So if we're out because we're waiting for something to cure, and as soon as we put it in the shop, you'll get an email. So just kind of some of the shop stuff that you may not be aware of, and we figure we should bring it up now because we're going to be hitting the big sale of the year, and if you guys want to be in touch, in tune with that, and get our newsletter that kind of spells out all the different things that we'll have going over that weekend, then do that now, and then you'll be in the list when we send out a mailing. So, but you're welcome to do that, and I'm sure you'll enjoy all our good stuff. So how you doing?
Doing fine.
Sometimes I throw a curveball her way, and see, I've been busy this morning. I finally can actually do something that's not shop related. I've been playing with my toys out.
So as we go into farm happenings, I'm just going to be the little card girl. Farm happenings.
I'm all over the place today.
Yeah, go for it.
So I was out. This whole week has been busy because we actually just did a show yesterday. So
you're just totally all over the place. No. First, you're saying what you're going to talk about, what you're just now doing. Now we're going to yesterday.
Where's your card? Hold up the
Make
card.
Make up your mind.
Figure out which one I'm talking about. No, I'm just saying we were busy, and so everything's been focused attention-wise to that. So this morning, I woke up, and there were some things around the farm that I've been needing to do. We're heading into winter, and I always like to make sure all the equipment gets run, and batteries are charged up, and basically ready for the winter, because I don't like them sitting all winter long not getting used. So I was out working on some of the equipment, charging the batteries, firing it up, letting it run, basically, making sure that we're going into the winter with it operational. And so I was out playing with that this morning, but Sadie's over here.
Sadie's decided to be
camera.
A family dog.
Yeah, she is. Hey, Sadie, you gonna want up in my lap again? Come on. Well, I'm gonna have to pick you up though. She's lately, ever since the worm incident. That's really the turning point. Ever since the worm incident, she has become the family dog. And before that, she was, after we got her, she would go high. She'd basically stay in the bedroom, and she'd have a spot in the bed, and she would stay there all day long. And ever since we took her to get the worm thing taken care of, she's been like following us around the house and coming out during the day, like she's circling us now. You okay, Sadie? She's just as happy as can be. And I guess Yeah, because she. We're not used to seeing her moving around, so it's like, she's looking for a spot. That's what I'm more worried about. Yeah, so she's been the family dog here lately, and coming out at night, sitting on the couch with us, trying to get in our lap or your lap or in your knitting. And
the other night it was the competition between her and Fuji, who could get more sitting on me. Yeah. So it's like
she tried to steal my dancing dog yarn. So James
has learned what the bags are really for, because he got up to get another Diet Coke, and she looked over at me and went and grabbed it up, and I'm like,
it's dog is in the name, but it's not for you. So farm happening. So we kind of swing it back over there. Swing it over there. I was out working on the tractors. The goats, our latest addition to the farm, they were out playing around, and I'm like, I should get them on the video camera, to show that to everyone out there that watches our podcast, because they were just going in circles and jumping in the air and just having a good old time. But I was in the middle of working, and so I got cleaned up and came in and grabbed the camera, and then they decided they were all tired. So I got a little bit of footage of them sniffing at the camera through the fence,
but not the frolicking.
Not the frolicking. We'll have to catch them and put them up on the podcast one of these days, because they've really gotten comfortable. They're curious. Yeah. They are curious like you wouldn't believe. They just
nibble. They want to nibble at you now, and
But
I've got Paula of the Knitting Pipeline podcast commented there's a book that we need to read, The Goat The goat book.
The goat book.
The goat book, yeah, so.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to raise them.
Yeah, I don't want. I think she wrote something like, "I don't want goats," or "I wouldn't want goats," or something like that, or at least maybe Billy Goats or something. Something about the book kind of describes it. So, yeah, but
we had learned the hard way.
What do you mean?
With the pig.
Oh, well, that's Randy's.
Yeah, those cute little teacup pigs, you see, they don't stay that way unless you starve them.
Yeah, and we don't starve our animals.
No.
We have happy animals. They're nice.
He's ornery.
Yeah, well, he's not that bad. He
in
likes
the house. He was ornery.
Well, yeah, that's why he's not in the house anymore. He's got his own place out in the. Yeah, but he's a good pig. He just doesn't like to get wet, so he doesn't like it when you bring the hose out there to hose things down. But yeah, it's funny because we got a salt block for the goats, and I let him get some of it, and he's like, got the old tongue going and everything, and so I put it in between the goat and the pig area so they both can use it. But it's funny because he's like, I got the old tongue going and everything.
Nice salted ham.
Yeah, I know.
We're so bad.
Yeah, I know.
No, we could never eat our critters.
No, they.
Although that turkey's coming darn close this week.
Yeah, that turkey is the one is really aggressive for some. When you wear red, I think it's the red.
Red, he hates red.
He's like
He'll go after you.
He thinks he's a bull or something, But
I couldn't even get out the door the other day.
It's funny, the geese though. The geese will protect her when she goes out there. Anytime, actually, I notice they'll go and surround the turkey and push him away. Yeah. Just the one turkey. The other one, Mad Eye, he can't see, so he's not a problem. He just hangs out. He stays perched up on the netting over the chicken area pretty much all day long. He'll just sit up there.
That's because mean turkey kicks his butt all the time. Grabs him by his head thing and he's not a nice bird.
Yeah, he might. Thanksgiving is coming. I don't know. Yeah, if
I had to do that, I would be full vegetarian. As it is, I don't eat much meat, anyways.
They're pets. They have names, unfortunately. As much as they're ornery and aggressive, they're still pets. So. They found the right place to come here. Of course, that one might find his way off the property, and we know some friends that would love to have them.
Yeah.
So, but so that was pretty much farm happenings. I think
the craft fair yesterday where we froze our butts off.
Well, that's I guess farm happenings in a sense.
Guess that's where we hitched our wagon and went off the
farm.
We
went off the farm, and we actually spent the last 2 weeks, I guess, really just kind of catching up from cognitive.
To get ready for this.
Because we were fully stocked for cognitive, and we got wiped out on cognitive, and then so we had to get fully stocked and also get ready for our upcoming sale, Black Friday sale. So we were stocking and stocking and stocking. So this week was all just basically getting ready for that.
And not much knitting.
Yeah.
Because my hands hurt by the end of the
so.
Pounding
but then here, 85-degree weather. Don was complaining that it was, I think on last podcast, we were talking about how it was 100 degrees. I'm like, it's not 100 degrees. It's just because the sun's shining near the sensor. Well,
when I'm sweating my butt off in a sundress with all the fans on.
That was a week ago. Yesterday, the high was 45 degrees. And we were actually inside, but they had all the doors open for people, the people at the craft fair.
By the door.
And it was like a wind tunnel. It was so cold. We froze. Basically,
we had long sleeve shirts on. You had your Carhartt jacket. I had my huge swim parka. What's that thing? Scarf.
A scarf, yeah.
I mean, it was.
Yeah, it was cold.
Yeah,
and it's probably going to be 85 or 100 degrees in 3 days. But it dropped, and we were freezing.
And then last night it was 29 degrees.
Yeah. It was.
Our lake got froze. It was so funny. I let the ducks out this morning, and they go running to the lake in this they get right on the edge of it, and they're like, and they all 4 of them turn around and look at me like, what would you do? It's like they had no idea what to do. It's quite funny. Yeah. So then they start quacking to each other like, whoa, what do we do? What do we do?
Yeah. Today's warmer than it was yesterday because at least it's not blowing. I mean, yesterday it was windy and cold, and today it's cooler, but again, it's supposed to get down to 29 tonight.
I don't think I've still warmed up.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a fire in the fireplace last night. Dawn likes that.
Yeah. Flannel PJs.
Yeah. Wintertime. Time to start pulling up some firewood up to the back door. And,
that sounded so hickified.
Well, good thing we get along then, don't we? Come on, Trouble.
Yep.
I got all the animals coming to visit me today.
So it was nice yesterday. We still got to see friends and stuff.
Yeah, I saw a couple of your knitting people. I saw someone that I thought I hadn't seen in a while, but he didn't swing back by when I saw him. So that.
I got quite a bit of knitting, but I was too cold to really knit. I mean, I had to keep knitting just to keep my hands warm.
Well, you started with socks, and I think your hands got too cold, and so you tried the bigger needles. Try the bigger needles because then you can actually hold on to them. So. But yeah, so it was. We had fun despite the cold, and got back, and as you can see, we put everything back in place because we got back earlier than we do for Cognitive. Because it's a local show, so it's not too far.
Yeah, it's at the college, so.
So we had a good time, and so that was it. But we're warming up now.
I didn't know where you're going.
I know. I'm going to keep a mystery today. See what happens when I'm not sick? I get ornery, so, the kind of balance. I'll probably be sick next week because we were freezing yesterday, but no. Yeah, it's like I said, having fun. Maybe I should let Dawn talk because this is her podcast. I'm just here to...
It says Wolf Farms. It don't say Dawn.
Knit Wolf.
Boy, you were just...
See what happens. Like I said, keep you on your toes. So, what's in your coop?
Well, here we go again. You're just starting to go again.
Shut up. Here, let me take a drink of water while you're...
So, in my coop, this is in my girlfriend's knitting Carolyn bag that she made. And the other day, because I knew we were going to be going to this craft fair thing, so I thought, I want to take a smaller project. So I finished off the toe. This is my Dancing Dog Dye Works in the Dawn Stripe. So I finished that off so I could have the other ones on the needles going. If you wanted to see the yarn all wound up.
Pink and green.
And this is the Twilight pattern. And it's at the 2 at a time sock book. I don't have it. The picture is really bad. So, yeah, this is on size 1 needles. And I did 2 stripes while I was there, but I couldn't feel my fingers to hold. And every time the needle would touch my finger, it would just, it hurt because it was so cold. So, yeah, I made myself do the 2 stripes. I'm like, I will get that stripe done. So, yeah, I did that. So then my main project, which is in my, this is getting huge, which is in my bird leg chicken bag.
Chicken beard bag.
Chicken, that's hard to say. Chicken beard bag.
Chicken beard bag.
Chicken beard bag. This is the Rocky Coast Cardi. And I am so in love with doing this that that's really all I want to do. Which it's pretty much, here's a picture. We'll just use that picture. We'll be different this week. It's like all I want to knit on. And this is the Hannah Fettig pattern. And this is my crazy knit that I'm doing with the Stockinette Zombie and Fat Squirrel Crazy Knit. This is with Lion brand. See, look at guys, it's gotten smaller. Oatmeal Fisherman's Wool.
I've been liking that. You
Yeah,
keep talking about
it's-
how much you...
Yeah, for, you know, reasonable priced yarn, it's
Well, you
really
said you
nice.
want to get the darker
Yeah, I wanna
brown
get the
one
darker
to
brown,
do something with, but...
This is done on size 2. Wee man. My stitches almost came off. 10.5. And I've done a bit this week. You can, I can't even get it. There's my dicky do. So, yep.
Yeah, you've been knocking it out.
I got it to
right
the, what's that, where you take the sleeves off?
Why you look at me like...
I don't know. You
Take
just
the
take the
sleeve off?
sleeves off onto waste yarn. I got fuzz now in my nose. You know what I'm talking about. You're yelling at me. So, yeah, so I did a lot. I am loving this so much. But from the sleeve, the armpit, to the waist part, you're supposed to do like 13 inches.
Yeah, you're getting there.
Yeah.
You're 9-something, right?
But yeah,
inch-wise.
even in this, I took this. I'm so glad I took this yesterday because I thought
What?
that was a weird noise.
Yeah.
Oh, and got distracted. I have no idea where so I took this out because it has the bigger needles, you know, and I had the pattern memorized, so I can just...
But keep your hands warm,
And
too.
it kept me warm because of it's 100% wool, you know, so it's like... Yeah, and everybody that would walk by, because it's like the vendors would walk by a lot. Mm-hmm. And they'd go, "You're not done with that yet?" You know, come here, let me poke you with that needle. And I did want to mention, which I forgot to put in my notes, I had started this off with the Knit Picks interchangeable metal needles. Mm-hmm. And when I'm doing the cable without a needle, it kept splitting my yarn and just...
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I switched to the Harmonies, which I don't use these that much, but since it was a light colored yarn, I could see the stitches too. These have just been so nice, you know, and they warm up because of the wood, you know, so I'm all about the warming me up thing, you know, so I just love this. I can't wait to...
Yeah, you're going to be on a sweater kick now. So
yeah, I've got sweaters lined up and...
Yeah. She's got the gears turning. I keep hearing about
which one's next, and yeah. So yeah, I think I'm caught up to Knit Psycho. So she, come on, Knit Psycho, you got to pull it out now. So yep. Yeah. And Froggy Monkey's already got the bottom ribbing, or she did on her last podcast. She's like really jamming on it. It's like wow.
But as much as you're working on that too,
well, because there was a couple nights that I did what, maybe one row, and that was it.
Yeah. Well, busy week, so
yeah.
It's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes we just get busy.
Well, then I'm sitting on the couch just going.
Yeah,
we've been watching Psych this week mainly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Catching up on the latest season of that.
Yeah.
Or the latest season that's on DVD.
Yeah, not the TV one.
We don't usually watch things when they come on TV because we always forget. Here we were trying to watch Nikita and we missed that one on Friday.
Yeah.
Well,
a lot of times we miss Survivor. That's our other show we watch. It's like
2 shows, and we usually miss those at least sometimes. So.
But I was on the roll with the Christmas movies. Got to watch a Christmas movie because I was talking with Fancy Pants, you know, what you're watching. She's like, she queued up a whole bunch of the Netflix Christmas movies, so we're having like a.
Oh well, yeah.
I
think all of them are in our queue right now. So we're like, you know, we watched one this last week. Was it Christmas with the capital C or something?
Yeah,
and so
that was good.
So yeah, so we got we're all booked up through probably Christmas, and then we have a whole stack of Christmas movies of our own that are, you know.
Yeah, they have a special section in the drawer.
Yeah, we know exactly where to go for the Christmas movies. We got a whole bunch of them. Did I ever tell you Dawn really likes Christmas? So, yeah, she likes cold weather, fires in the fireplace, and Christmas season. So,
Yep.
So yeah, and if we get lucky, we might get some snow.
We might. We haven't, no.
Yeah. We get the cold and we get the rain. We just don't get the cold and the rain at the same time. Usually when it gets rainy, it warms up out here.
We don't get much rain either.
No, that's true. So yeah, it's kind of like, that's why it's so hard to get them to line up. But we are fortunate that when it snows here, it only lasts like a day or two. So you can play with it along, then it goes away. So.
Yeah, I am the big kid. I am immediately out there in the snow. Last snow we got, Jimmy never even went out. We were out on the quad, and I made a snowman. And
didn't he go out on the quad?
No, he didn't even go out.
Yeah, we'll have to watch out for the lake this year.
Video game.
We were doing donuts in our backyard on our quads in the snow last time. Was it last year? I think we did get some snow last year. Or was it the year before?
I think it was the year before.
But right where the lake is where we were doing our donuts, because we got a big, that's a big flat area that we basically cleared off and stuff. But now there's animal pens, and then there's like the area for the alpacas is kind of set up, and then we got a lake in the middle. It's like, it's going to be challenging.
We would quickly find out.
We'll have to do donuts. We'll do donuts in between the trees and the fruit trees. We'll kind of make a racetrack through there.
So since this is my crazy thing, I thought I would mention do you have a crazy story? Although you've been yakking off a lot.
Yeah,
Never
I'll
mind.
shut up.
I thought of one crazy thing is, what is the craziest thing you've knit with? And I thought of this the other day when I saw a picture of Stephen West knitting with noodles. And I thought, oh yeah, I got one better than that. I actually one time I had to search for them, the thin licorice.
Oh.
Do you remember me doing that?
No, I don't.
Oh. Because it was hard to find the shoestring
I know what you're talking
red
about.
licorice. They have the fat rope kind, but what I was making, it's not G-rated. So... I'll let your minds water.
Okay, it's starting to come back.
It was for a bachelorette party.
Yes, I'm remembering what you. Yeah.
So I was knitting with licorice. Yeah. So what's the weirdest thing you could knit with? The craziest. That's the thing. The craziest.
Yeah. The craziest thing I've knit with is bad yarn. Ooh, crazy.
Woo! I never finished it because it kept breaking, and then I would eat it. Even though I'm allergic to red dye, I would still eat it.
Yeah. That's. I remember you buying that.
Yeah, because it kept, when you're knitting, it kept breaking. Maybe because it was cold. Maybe it needs to be warm licorice.
Heat it up before you start playing with it.
So that's the crazy for the week.
That's the crazy.
That's the crazy.
Yeah, I've been talking too much, so I don't have any crazy stories.
But what's in your coop? You haven't done it yet?
In my coop? Well, in my...
And he had this project with him yesterday, and he didn't touch it. You had ants in your pants, though.
I was cold. I was moving around to stay warm. And I basically, being a new knitter... I have a hard time stopping midway, and then we had people. It's like I could sit down, and then we got people come over, and then I have to work with them and bag it up, take the money, all that stuff. Then I go back, and then so I can't just knit, and that's usually what I do. I'll do a row, and I'll go do something because So I kind of have to finish that, otherwise I get all messed up and I start knitting backwards or something. I did something.
Yeah, you did do that, didn't you?
Yeah. See, I'm still a new knitter, so I have to take things at slow pace. Yeah. So, but in my coop, in my, the bag. I don't remember. Bird leg bags. This is the
I call it my
monster bag.
I'm just on the side with all the cat hair.
Oh, yeah. Woo, yeah, keeps my yarn clean. Doing this in the Dancing Dog Dog Work, Chubby Puppy, Frankenweenie yarn, colorway, and this is the yarn, the Frankenweenie. Good yarn. And I'm doing the wide rip beanie again.
I need to get it out.
Oh, okay.
It's free.
It's free on Ravelry, but
Woolly Wormhead.
by Woolly Wormhead. See? Hold up the card.
You should know this by now.
Hold up the card. Well, I don't want to get it wrong. You know how that is. I didn't get a whole lot done because we had a busy week, and I got a couple rows in there. This is my Dicky-Doo there. And so I only got a couple rows. Just busy, busy, busy. You know, unfortunately, that's how things go sometimes. Especially this time of year. We're always going a million miles a minute. But that's really the only thing in my coop. I'm forgetting things. So, yeah. So that's what I got going in my coop. That's all I did. A couple rows.
I have nothing for flown in the coop except for lotions.
Well, you got your one sock done. If you want to consider that a flown coop
The
thingy.
toe.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was about it. Oh, well, we were busy. This was not a knitting week at all. This was getting things together and ready for the show, and that always takes up a lot of our time. So, but
No to market either. I haven't bought nothing.
no market. Wow, this is wow.
No, I've been good.
Yeah, too busy to shop. Huh?
Yeah. So one thing I did, I don't know when to mention this, but last week, you know, I mentioned my crazy, I guess I could mention this because we're still right by the crazy thing. It said specifically, don't walk like a cow. And you know what? Someone was out on a nature walk. Free spirit. Ginger. And they were thought it'd be funny, to walk like a cow. So I totally had to call her out because I thought that was funny. And she even got Ryder in the picture. So, pretty cool. So, do not walk, because I'm like...
We have proof that doesn't work.
So don't be crazy.
Yeah.
You know, what's that thing, children don't try this at home?
Oh, yeah. We're professionals. Yeah. We're professional cow walkers, so don't do this unless you've been trained.
Yeehaw, cow walkers.
Cow walkers. You have to have a whole special seminar on that one, how to walk like a cow.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Not so much. Huh?
And Ginger has the Absolute Wonder store on Etsy too. So she makes the bags and needle holders and stitch markers. So go shop. Because I didn't this week. So, for fall reading, I wanted to mention, because I have mentioned it before, but I haven't in a while. And it kind of reminded me by listening to Knitting Pipeline Paula. She's actually having like a, what did I call it? She's not using the ebook thingies so much.
Oh, she's boycotting the ebooks.
Yeah, and I so agree with that, because I've tried sharing a book, you know, with you, and it's aggravating, or, you know, Jimmy can't even read it, or...
Yeah, if you go to the store and you buy a paper book, then
you can share it with your friends.
You can share that around, and, you know, the thing with the e-readers that I don't understand as well, this is what she was pointing out, is that they don't let you share these oftentimes, and they don't. Some of the things don't tell you until you've already bought it whether you can share it or not. But they can control who has the book. So it's not like you could share it with 10,000 people at the same time. It's still okay. If you're sharing it out to them, you can't use it. You can't share it with anybody else. So why is there an issue with sharing a book around, other than they want to lock it down so everyone has to buy it. You know, it's a publisher thing, but...
And they're not cheap.
No, it's
like,
not saving you any money over the paper one, and other than convenience.
And then you can only, if it is a shareable one, you can only do it one time.
Yeah, that's
like I could only share Hunger Games once with you.
Yeah,
I couldn't let Jimmy.
Yeah, that's like I said.
Yeah, it's like
it does make a lot of sense why they do that. Other than money, it's all a money thing. 100% money, because if you went and bought the book, you could share it with whomever, and
But one thing I do get every day, it's called e-reader IQ, and it's an email you get sent, and you pick your genres of what you like cooking or travel or romance or biography,
action, adventure,
mystery.
sci-fi.
Yeah, you choose which ones you want to be updated with, let's say, and they send you a list of all the e-books that are free for that day. So my I can't even imagine how many books I have in there that I have yet to read, but and they give a synopsis of what the book's about, so and it immediately takes you right to Amazon. You click buy it. Well, you don't buy it, but because it's free.
You have to go through the process of buy it now, but it doesn't charge you because it's a free book. But they send that out every day, and
so that's cool.
Sometimes they have things that sound interesting in there, and it's worth a read, and it's free. So. Yep. I think it's more up and coming authors trying to get their name out there, but sometimes they have some of the bigger ones that have the free books and stuff. So, and the email that gets sent out is like a snapshot of what they have, but you can go onto their site and it has every free book that they have. There's like thousands of them that you can get for free on Amazon. So if you use the Kindle, which is you can go and get it through that. So I don't know if they do any of the free books on other sites.
I don't know.
We use Kindle, so
you can't loan these ones either, though. Come to think of it. I was just,
if it's free, it's like, okay, go get this one. You might like this one, but
so I thought I'd throw that out there, and I'll have it linked in our show notes, eReaderIQ.com. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like I said, if you like reading,
free books.
Free! What movie is that? Bedtime Story. That's right. For free.
Yep.
Ferrari for free.
Yep. So in the arena, I've listened to 3 new podcasts this week. Wow. Forgot about that. And because I've been so busy, I've just been like downloading. I've got to have more to listen to. And so one of them was the Sheepish podcast, and she has 2 episodes, and that's Knit Girl, and her name's Holly. She lives in Virginia, and she already has a Rav group, and she has 3 sock designs too. So it's a pretty good podcast and fun to listen to, and she tells it like it is and her opinions, and so if you want to go listen to that, I think it was on. Had to be on iTunes because otherwise I couldn't have. Yeah, it's on iTunes. It went to my Downcast app, so I know it had to. I searched. And then another one I watched, because I'm busy, so I'm kind of both at the same time, is the Knit Kid podcast. And she has 3 episodes, and she is on iTunes. Her name is Kaylee. And she's 14 years old and lives in Arizona. And she's ex-Indie Doll Knits X on Ravelry. And she has a Ravelry group. And it's really cool seeing, what the younger generation is knitting and wants to knit. And so it's pretty cool. And she's like close. So, and then from her podcast, she mentioned Knit and Spin for Fun podcast, which she has 15 episodes, and but they're YouTube, or on her blog. So it's hard for me to watch that because it uses bandwidth and my 15-year-old is like, "Are you using the bandwidth?" And it's funny because Sean of the His and Her podcast was just mentioning the bandwidth, and I thought, oh, I just hear my son whining about bandwidth. You know, we have a big joke in here about bandwidth, because you got to have the whine. Because if you have a teenager, you know the whine I'm talking about.
Particularly if he's hogging it all up and you try and use any of it, then...
because he plays World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Which sucks all bandwidth.
Yeah. Yeah, he complains whenever we do anything. I'm like, you have to share. It is not your network. It is our network. And if we need to download something, we need to download something. You know how well that goes over with a 15-year-old, but, you know, we...
I'd usually try to do my downloads in the middle of the night. You know, I turn the Downcast app on, and it just downloads all the podcasts of that day, so...
Yeah, we work with him, but he still... Anytime we got something going on, and... Yeah.
But back to the Knit and Spin for Fun. She has a RAV group, and her name's Kirsten. She's a knitter, spinner, sewer. She does it all. So hopefully I can get caught up with the YouTube little videos. And she has a bunch of tutorials, too, on there. So it's really cool. I also want to mention Knit and Spin. What am I? Knitting in the Sun. My eye went to the other, which is Amanda, who has the Knitting in the Sun podcast. And she's... you can tell it's getting towards lunchtime. Yeah. I'm not focusing. So she's doing the drive for the hats for the different troops. And so I think you got till the end of the month. So get those over there to her. Artist Maybe Mary is helping her daughter get hats for the homeless, hats, scarves, anything warm, because she lives in Canada. And that's through Kodiak's With a Purpose, KWAP, which, KWAP, as Sadie would say it, KWAP. And Sadie is Blue Ruin on Ravelry of the Yarnivore podcast, and she's doing a big drive and prizes to help Mary out, so, because she lives in Canada. So, and Sadie, by mentioning our Sadie, dedicated a song to us this week.
Yes, she did.
So, I guess we could reach out to Sadie. So, thanks, Sadie. You made us laugh.
Yeah.
I texted you when I was watching. I'm like, because we did so much touching ourselves in October.
Getting the word out there to touch yourself.
Yep,
so.
touch yourself. So, had to send out a thank you because I obviously have skipped my whole show notes. You didn't even. I guess the whole camera shutting off totally shut my head off. I'll finish this part. Don't let me forget. Go back. Jeez.
We're just mixing it up today, that's all.
Yeah.
Keeping you on your toes.
The mixed up show. Then Silly Frou, Wendy, is still collecting hats for the homeless for her grams, and she is just, it's amazing what knitters can do. So that is just so awesome. So she's still collecting them, so get them off to her. There's a new group on Ravelry, which is called Hurricane Sandy Relief Group Squares for Comfort. Oh, I did buy something this week.
Well, this goes hand in hand with that.
Yeah, it does. So it's just all going together. So, and this group was started by Jane Ellen RN on Ravelry. She's also Jane Ellen RN on Plurk, and she actually lives in New York and has been dealing with all the Sandy effects. And just because it's not on the news and, you know, bombarding you, it's like, let's not forget
there's a lot of
the cleanup and all the aggravation and, you know, people still without power and that they've lost things. And so in order to you know, comfort them and give them some warmth, they're going to collect squares and join them to make blankets to give out, you know, to the most affected areas to, you know, bring comfort, warmth, and, you know, I'm going to see if, because I still have some of the Latkins that the nursing home didn't take. That was a whole other subject. But the pattern you can get, and all the proceeds go to the relief efforts too, is called Relief Counterpane Blanket. I was seeing if there was a name of who designed it. I know there's a designer, but it's... No, it's not on here.
Not on the front page?
No.
Maybe it's anonymous.
Anyways, this
is
what it looks like. And I'll link the pattern. So I did buy this to help out, and it was a cool little thing, and I want to get a square off. And you can use any worsted weight yarn to knit a 12 by 12, you know, with a garter stitch border. Machine washable, any color, you can use any pattern. You know, I just bought, you know, because this one helped support.
Yeah, donations go to help the effort.
You can use up leftovers in your stash, and they're going to collect them, seam them together, and package each with the names of those whose squares it contains. And you can add cards, well wishes, notes, and they're going to include those as well. I'm reading the notes. So if you want to join, I've already in our charity thread have all this information. I have the links to the group, the address of where you can send the squares. So go help out if you would like. And so there's that. And then there's the Healing Hearts Advocacy Center, which Carolyn of the Girlfriends and Knitting podcast is collecting donations of shawls or, you know, anything that can be used for a silent auction, because this is a non-profit agency that provides safe and child-friendly atmosphere for child victims of abuse and sexual abuse. And so it's going to be a silent auction in December. So if you can donate something to that, or, you know, help out, she has information in her group for that. Squeal like a pig, because that's right where our camera had kind of gone off. So
we're just mixing it up.
I was sent a package the other day from J.A. Selzer. That's her Ravelry name. She's Joyce Knits on Plurk, and she's Joyce in real life. And she sent me, it was packaged so beautiful. And it's a museum studio gallery in Ohio where she lives. Hey, Joyce, I'm telling everybody where you live. And it's the Dawn Drum Studio and Gallery. And if you're in Ohio, that's where it is exactly. And that's what it looks like. It's a cool little purple house. And it's a bunch of different art made out of pewter and glass. And it's just, I've been having fun looking at all the brochures she sent. This is what he looks like. I love his emblem. It's that,
the sun.
The sun. And when I was in Sun Valley, Idaho, that was like my first big out-of-town ice skating competition. And that's one of my charms that got stolen, is I had a sun, and that was kind of like the memento to that whole trip. And I'm totally going off subject. She sent me this gorgeous pewter engraved
You need a paper.
Heart. It is so pretty. Afraid I'm going to drop it because it's quite heavy. And then there's that side of it. And she sent me a message of why she picked the heart, and it can stay out all year. I can just have it, and I'll think of Joyce all the time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It reminds me of...
I'm not going to read what she wrote because, yes, Joyce, it made me cry. So...
Well, just looking at his brochures, you know, you can see the type of artisan that he is and everything. And
neat.
The creativity and stuff that goes into it. But one of the places that we like to vacation is a...
And here's a poster she sent too. Go on.
Oh, well, you
talk.
One of the places we go up to as to vacation is right on the beach, and it's an artisan community. So it's a little town, and it's got buildings that look kind of like his studio, and it's really neat. It's this type of thing. In that little town that they have. So that's kind of reminded me when we were looking at the brochures of where we go do vacationing and stuff up on the coast, the central coast area of California.
Cambria.
The Cambria area it's like a little artisan community, and it was like he would fit right in there because of, you know, the brochures and stuff that she sent along. You really get a sense for the type of artwork that he does. So.
And it's hard to find pewter things because I have the thing that goes on the door, you know, the welcome thing, and then I have a bread thing too that says Our Daily Bread and the whole, it's hard to find them. Yeah. But I think it's going to go in my heart bag that Vicki had sent me because it's hearts and it's knitting, and I would see it all the time.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The designs and stuff.
This reminds me, I don't know, this side of it reminds me of an octopus face. I don't know why. Did you see, what are those things where you look at the clouds and you see shapes and stuff? See the eyeballs? See if you can see it. You know, just the octopus's face. The crazy. Hey, it's the whole month of crazy. Yes, it's coming out. Doesn't it? Don't you see, like, the eyes? Or what's the guy on...
Are you talking about...
Oh, yes.
From Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, everybody's like knowing one.
Yeah,
you know,
I know.
New
Davy
place.
Jones.
Yeah, thank you. Was it Davy Jones? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you,
He's
Joyce.
got the octopus head.
Didn't think that was going to...
Don't mind her. She finds...
Well, that's because I keep staring at it and I keep seeing different things in it.
It keeps staring back at you.
At least it's not talking to me. So that was really sweet of her, and I have her message printed out, and because that it's a treasure.
Made your day. You were glad when you were all excited when they came. So thank you for.
I'm a big kid. I get excited when I get things.
Yes, you are. We may have mentioned that we stopped aging way back a long time ago. So.
Yep.
And is that it? Mm-hmm. I think because we had an empty table today, so usually it's piled up and we got lots of stuff to go through. But
well, it's because we had the table with us.
Yeah, that's true. We did take this table, and that was part of our show setup. So. Anything else on the list? I gotta make sure what the duck.
Roundup. That's if you want to go in that. I think I got everything.
Okay. No, I think that's about it.
Because we have no idea how many minutes.
We were gonna be all messed up. So we might hit 50 minutes. We might hit an hour. I don't know. We'll fill in with goats just so that we just so we make it look like we're actually giving you something. But
so if I forgot to check iTunes to see if we had any new ones.
I think we got a couple new ratings, but not comments. So I think a couple people had added in their,
thank you.
They loved us. So thank you for that. We appreciate
for all your podcasts, go leave iTunes reviews because it bumps us up. Because I know even when I'm looking for someone on Downcast, it's like the older podcasts, like Knit More Girls. Of course, they're going to come up, because I'm not calling them old.
They've been
around. Well, that doesn't sound good either.
No, but I mean, in terms of podcasts.
The girls get around.
You guys know what she's trying to say.
So for your favorite podcasts, where they're more searchable in the iTunes.
Yeah, well, like I said, if you appreciate what we do and other podcasts do, on a weekly basis or however frequently they do it, take the time, take a minute or two, and leave feedback because it kind of helps encourage us. We look at that and we get excited every time someone puts a new comment in there or something, and that makes us, just kind of gives us feedback that what we're doing is entertaining you. So,
yep.
But we appreciate those that have left the feedback, and if you can take a minute or two out of your day to leave feedback for those podcasts that you enjoy. If you don't enjoy something, don't watch it. So
I had no idea where you were going.
Well, some people I hate this. Oh, it's if it's not your thing, it's just go on.
Well, it all goes back to if you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all. Shut your trap.
We won't go into I'm not going to jump up on my box and start preaching. I have opinions about that. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear about. So.
Well, shoot! Now you've got me intrigued.
That's for after the podcast. Yeah. But, so thank you for that.
Podcast buttons. I don't have one on the table.
I don't have.
You're looking.
Ooh, see the podcast
video
button.
Podcast.
If you place a paid order on our Wolf Farm, ask for a video podcast button. We'll throw one in for free. Put that in the comments, though. That way, we'll always look there and we'll send you out one for free if you want one. So
it's pretty cool when you guys do make comments when you. We're buying something on the Wolf Farm. It highlights it in pink. I always get.
You get a
thrill out of that. It's pink.
But
I comment back.
I love you. I know.
Of course.
I know you do.
I'm a yapper.
So, anyways, this is.
We'll shut up.
This is your turn.
Well, you were going for it.
I backed off.
Also, by the way. I got sucked into Instagram.
Oh.
Thank you, Meliobella. That is such a cool site. I'm knitting wolf on there.
You're knitting wolf
and then
on Instagram.
not only did I didn't feel like knitting because I was tired. So not only did I get sucked into Instagram, I thought, I'll mosey on over into Pinterest. So, yeah, I haven't got sucked into that as the Instagram. I like seeing pictures of my friends.
Yeah.
So, yep, knitting wolf on there too. I'm just knitting wolfing all over the place.
The one and only, huh?
Yep.
So
until next time,
let's get cracking
and hatch
a knit.
Bye, guys.